Part of what's so disturbing and horrific about a story I tell involving a girl who was taken from her mother's home by some man who was twice her age when she was only 17, has to do with the time I spent with a young woman I talk about only every so often. She would lie in bed when she wasn't out at hippie festivals and doing drugs with her friends. I spent very little time with her, mostly because of a reluctance to always sleep and be in a bed and have my eyes closed. And then when they're not closed, staring at a wall. This example, this description, and this story has relevance with consciousness. The young woman who talked about psychedelic drugs believes what psychiatry and psychology explain as a mystery. No one's solved. No one's given an explanation for other than a secret and a gift in the form of stimulation. And then reward. When there's a positive emotion from a prescription medication, and a long, arduous, time-consuming silence, sedated from those chemicals and substances. Now, Hoshi would sing outside when there was an opportunity. I'd go to sushi with her when there was some dollars to spend, and a farmer's market to attend. But when there weren't activities involving stimulation and rewards from a government and free services called Social Security and age-blind disability and DSHS and food stamps, there was only for her what she saw in her head, in her skull, and made in her mind. Therapists call dreaming. Musicians call a party after a concert. High on some acid and drinking some booze. And worst of all, a mental health organization spoken about previously already now and indeed a world did and do, have and continue to ignore an important part of brain and body. And not some color of some emotion and a bag of chips and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on a day when there's a movie, during prescription medication, hour of the dead, now. My stomach hurts. I get nauseous every time I think of how many people live their days inside of their body, to not see a world who lies to them, confuses them, misdirects them, and then locks them in a room, in a hotel house. They say to them on a lease agreement, must be paid in a check to them as Caroline W. Apartments. Now,